Alright, so why am I doing it today? Because today's not Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Um, I'm doing it today. Why? Because one, I've been looking for this the entire week. This is my haircut kit actually, and honestly, this is like the only time I get to talk to somebody and one not feel too judged. So that probably means I won't have too much to talk about come Sunday. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm just doing it early. I even told Xavier I was going to cut my hair if I didn't do it by yesterday. No, yeah, by tonight. That I would do it while I was on video chat with him, and I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it for 2 whole days. And today I was just kind of like, okay, if I was me 2 months ago, where would I put it? And I realized that's a horrible question. It really was, because even if I knew that, 9/10 it might not have been me, which is kind of like the downside of DID. There's a lot of times that things are just kind of like put in places where like, oh, I don't think it's done in malice. It's just sometimes that they just put things in places and they don't think that I need to find it later. So and tomorrow I have a friend who is going to need my help. And one is a friend, and two is a paying gig. So double yippee. There you go. Need some light up in here. Also, with shit, with my haircut, I always need like a mirror and a well, this works out fine. Anyway, this is really okay. No, I thought it was like really close. I'm like, oh, that's not supposed to be that close. I hate having my hair so thick. My brother Simon has his hair thick, and I don't think it's because he wants to. I think it's just because like he couldn't care less. One of those things. Uh, well, this night I actually drove down to the hospital. Chuck's mom was admitted last night. Well, admitted a couple hours ago. Let's say 12 hours ago. And previous to that, Sue was driving Chuck because Thursdays tend to be my days. I tell him, if I can't drive you anywhere far, and he had to go down to Bradford, and we were already down there. What? Gosh, freaking Wednesday, most of the day from like freaking 12 until well 1 o'clock to like 7, 8, 9. This might be more hair than I'm planning on cutting. So today I was like, yeah, I'm not going down to Bradford. With my luck, I missed another visitation, and I can't keep missing those. Every time he's like, oh yeah, we're only going to be there for a few hours, and Benson's even told me like, hey, when someone needs you for a couple of hours, always plan twice as much. And yesterday, oh god, let me tell you guys about yesterday. So we go down to Bradford, right? Because the computer happens to not be working down there, and it seems so simple. Like, oh yeah, someone could just turn on the computer down there. Well, they moved to a new location, and they don't have any actual workers because almost virtually, whenever they got the new building, I might just cut it off. I might just say fuck it. Super bad in the back. So Chuck has this great idea to invite his grandson with us. He's like what, two? Not even like really that old. So I'm not thinking all too much about it. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And it was almost, eventless. not much really went on. But on the way home, this kid, I swear to goodness, threw up like a water fountain 4 times. Like people were like, oh, wow, that's happening. Puke. Oh, look at that, more puke's coming out. I'm like, he's a kid, he doesn't understand. And Chuck's like, Nick, pull over. I'm like, look, can't just pull over in the road. You gotta let me find a location. Just right there, right there, right there. We'll figure it out there. I'm like, yeah, well, we get there. I'm like, yeah, well, figuring it out here means that, we knew we didn't clean it up. We just need to find a way to turn around and go back because we just left the gas station. But, like, yeah, he just, it wasn't like a projectile vomit. It was more just like, I don't know how to explain it. Like a river. Like, he just kind of, like, opened up his mouth and a river of vomit just came out. I was just more impressed whenever I saw. I'm like, oh, that's happening. He looked at me like, yeah, this is happening. Not like bored or anything. Like, hey, what is this stuff coming out of my mouth? It's interesting. He wasn't even upset or mad about that at all. It was just kind of like, you know, he was more mad about the fact that we had to take off all his clothes. We weren't planning on it. We weren't planning on, changing his clothes. So we didn't have a change of clothes. So I gave him my jacket. Don't worry, I washed that thing 3-4 times because children puke. But that was interesting yesterday, being Wednesday, by the way. Yeah, this is looking bad. Luckily, I live in an area where, like, they possibly couldn't tell the difference. Most likely. I'd be shocked if anybody even knows, like, oh, you have less hair. I'm like, yep. About what? 17 days late? What do I really want to talk about? What coherent thing can I actually talk about? Because I realize a lot of times when I talk, it's not really coherent. So let's think about something here. Tomorrow morning, I'm planning to go down to Donna. We were talking about, like, frustrations and all that, and mostly about exes, ex-husbands, baby daddies, baby mamas. And she's having her exchange tomorrow, and she's feeling kind of like, I really wish I had someone to, help me out with that. And I think to myself, if it was me, I'd want someone to be there too. It's not like I have anything else really going on tomorrow or the rest of the week or, at all, anywhere, at all. So, so tomorrow morning I'm gonna go down there. Just gonna be there, like, hey, I'm just a friend. Just a friend, and just to make sure that, she doesn't lose her shit like I lose my shit. Nice to know that I'm not the only person in the world to lose shit, you know? I think she wouldn't mind the extra company. Yes, it was an invitation, so I'm not just going there based on myself. And, you know, maybe it'll help me see things from another angle. Maybe the idea of what does it feel like? Not what it feels like, but kind of like allow me to observe a situation similar to mine from the outside looking in, rather than from the inside looking out. Might leave the shorter one for the back hair. Not the exact haircut I was going for, but it kind of works. Except for this. Except for that. Come on, I don't even remember what size you'd be. That's not it. You got that. Yeah, that one over there is really close. Worst case scenario, I'll just have to shave that entire side off bald. Yeah, I might have to. Yeah, shit. This one. And I'm kind of nervous because I know, not that I'm worried that something's going to happen, but I know what I would feel. But in doing so, I should also be like, okay, well, if I know what I'm going to feel, I know what I would feel if I was in Donna's husband's shoes. What I need to be told. Me and Annette. Do I see Annette tomorrow? Yeah, I do see it. I'm gonna have to. It's okay. I saw Annette like Monday, so I think if I go like, yeah, we're gonna postpone it again until Monday. She'll be like, okay, as long as you actually show up. I'm gonna be like, yeah. But Annette was always telling me like she's always worried about what's gonna happen whenever I'm physically in a situation with Xavier's mother. Am I going to freak out? Am I going to have a post traumatic stress disorder, episode? Or am I just going to like break down and go into like, a disassociate state and whoever happens to kick in kicks in? Well, actually, this side don't look that bad. I mean, yeah, it don't look that bad. I had to double check. Like, does it look that bad? Or am I just fooling myself? But yeah, I think if I am able to put myself in another person's shoes, I'll be able to kind of understand. Okay, that's what I need to hear, and I'm more or less have to tell that to myself. Okay. So what am I gonna say? I actually don't know. Like, who are you? Oh, I'm Nicholas. Donna's friend. And tries to give me shit. I'm like, look, we can try to bump heads and do whatever right now, or we can realize that the only reason we're all here right now is for that little girl right there, and whatever's best for her, I'm all about. So your biggest concern should be: is my presence here harmful or beneficial or neutral? I'm hoping for neutral right now. I'm trying not to make this a negative situation. I'm not trying to make this a negative situation. So that's way too wide. That gotta be white people here. All right. Not trying to make this a negative situation. Just trying to be here for people that matter. And that has always told me when it comes to seeing Xavier's mother, I have to focus on one sole thing. Excuse me. And that sole thing being the legacy, Xavier himself. Nothing else matters. Not the past, not the trauma, not the anger, not the hurt. When I'm in that courtroom for Xavier, for the legacy, I gotta be there only for him. I kind of have to let everything else go. starting to look older, thicker, fatter, and need to not work out more, not try to get deeper or whatever, but I don't know. What is this? Okay. I'm bold and tell you that. The most brain possibly. Am I a little bit nervous? Yeah. But at the same time, at the end of the day, I will say the best I know how to say for the best outcome I could think of. And I know, not my problem and all that, and I don't really need to do this. I don't need to do anything but stay black and die. But it's not about the things that you need to do in life. It's the things that you choose to do in life. I think so anyway. It's all about choice. Because it's the things that you choose to do that more or less define the kind of person that you are. At least that's what I think. The hell, what do I know? Shower right after this. Chuck mentioned something today. He was like, "Yo, you don't gotta go. You don't gotta leave. We can set up the place next door, the other side of the duplex." Usually, whenever Chuck talks, I just kind of go, "Yeah, okay, I hear you." Try not to say yes or no to anything. And I appreciate it. I do appreciate the offer. It's a gesture, whatever the reason may be. However, I gotta find a way to be the king of my own castle. Not just about independence. It's about being responsible for myself, I guess. It's about being able to have my own. Like, I don't need somebody to kind of go, we'll give you this. So I'm like, oh, no, I don't want a handout. Because people are quick to return handouts. Like, hey, I want that handout back. Like, oh, no, that's not how that works. Well, legally, the finance side, and I'm not saying that he has done that or he will do that. I'm saying that I have been through that. And I'm not all about you going down that road again. If I can. I'm hoping by summertime. That's the real legitimate. I'm still looking. Haven't found anything. Alicia pointed out something. A place. A couple. Damn it. A week or two ago. I forgot to check it out. It was in Clearfield though, so it's not like I can really go back there. I know mentally I can't go back. I can't go back there. I think even Danny, Big D, was mentioning that, like, oh, you can always come back here. I'm like, I can't go back there. I can't. I'm not ready for it, nor do I think that it's a necessity. I think right now, kind of being away from the memories, being away from potential incidences, might be a better idea than trying to just find a cheap place to live in right now. I want to make sure if I pick a place, it's not going to be a place that is set up for me to fail. That means a lot to me. I kind of wish I could do that, but like I don't have anything that small. I don't completely hate it. Damn it, right there. Right there, too. I don't know how I even missed that. Apparently, I got the other side. I don't know. What I do know is that I promised Donna I'll be there for her tomorrow. So I'm gonna be there for her tomorrow. And sometimes, that she's done this a couple times before, I'm sure. And some days are better than others. Like there are some days that I don't mind Xavier's mother, and there's other times that just the mention of her name breaks me down completely. I know that if it wasn't for the fact that I have already, as Simon would say, that I have a collection of paid friends or paid associates, if you will, but people I do actually consider very close to me to be there. I was really hoping whenever I got Misty as an assistant that she'd be there. But time has elapsed and people have moved on, and she went to bigger and better things. And I wish her and her family, good luck in all their endeavors. But it's kind of, I don't know, I need to form my own circle of people that I can trust. But as Vincent would say, excuse me, I need to be able to trust myself, rely on myself, and do things that I want to do. I want my son back. And I want not to be alone when that happens. So, 23 minutes, 23-minute haircut. Now it's time for a shower and bedtime. I need to wake up around 9 to leave here by 10 to get there by 11. That's just the regular routine of how I do life. If I get there, this is like a half an hour trip, but if I get there ahead of schedule, then, I have time to burn. If I don't, well, if I do that early, I'm going to be fine. I don't know. Then maybe me and Don can have a real conversation about a few things. Maybe. Then there's also the whole thing about, man being in the hospital. So I went down there. I'll probably mention this again on Sunday, but I went down to the ER today, and if you guys have ever played the Division, it's like that. Tense, almost deserted area, and it's just kind of creepy, the entire thing. I couldn't even see her. I had to hand it off to somebody who would then hand it off to somebody else. And she doesn't have the C virus. Relax yourself. They're taking precautions. We think that it might just be a cold, but better safe than sorry. And she's in a place where she might be able to get help. Help if we got there. How do I say this? It's the best place if she has it. If she doesn't have it, then they'll be like, okay, take this medicine, go home, have a nice day. But she does have it. It's the best place for her to be able to potentially recover. People recover. I'm not sure how well Chuck's gonna handle if Nan dies, so I'm hoping that Nan doesn't. He just lost his dad about a year or two ago, so. Well, fuck me. Regardless of what happens, family, right? Which is not blood relation, it's experience. Who's there? Yeah. That better have been gray hair. Alright, I'm done with this. I'll talk to you guys later. See you potentially in 2 days. Later.